Damn, Stan, you're back at it again with the shit stands. I'm Stanley, the shittest Wellman Williams, and I'm shit, so you don't have to be. Okay, so today we are covering 2008's The Incredible Hulk from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but also starring Edward Norton as the Hulk instead of Mark Ruffalo. Just a little bit to say to begin with this. This movie doesn't really fit the format of these sorts of videos particularly well. Not as good as the Saw movies, and definitely not as good as the Iron Man movies, because the Hulk is essentially unkillable, and also because it's a bit more grounded, this one. Even though it's the Hulk, there's less survivable moments. There's more sort of, it's a slower paced movie. So what I'm going to do here is I'll go through some of the survivable moments. There's not many of them, but also I'm going to look at whether I could stop myself turning into the Hulk. So a failure for me here is turning into the Hulk or dying. So first things first, as always. So I am not a very shouty person. I'm not your outwardly angry person, but I do get irritated very quickly. Mainly by slow walkers. Keep to the left. Keep your pace up. Don't stop randomly. It is all very, very frustrating to me. And I think that lends myself to becoming the Hulk quite easily. Like I say, I'm not a shouty person. I'm not the sort of person who to burst out in anger. But I am the sort of person who will be, when I'm walking my dog, Wendell, I'll walk past a group of people. Yeah, a group, even during COVID times. And mutter under my breath, no, it's fine. Just get in the way. Don't pay attention to anyone else in your surroundings. So let's just have that caveat here. And that puts us into the first survivable moment, actually. So the first survivable moment is Banner has been found by Thunderbolt Ross, and Thunderbolt Ross has sent in some soldiers to take him, including Blonsky, played by Tim Roth, who becomes the antagonist of the movie. So Banner realises this and climbs out the window, scoots down and runs through the city, bumps into a couple of people who wanted to beat him up earlier, niftily takes him down, does a bit of parkour and ends up in a factory. And then in that factory, the people from before find him again and beat him up. And then the soldiers find them and shoot at the Hulk. The Hulk survives, obviously. And basically, Banner manages to get away. For me, in this scenario, climbing down the rope is going to be difficult. I'll probably not do that very well. But I'll survive. I'll probably be able to get up. My legs might hurt a little bit. It's the running through the city that's going to be the issue. Sure, the soldiers, the people wanting to beat you up, they're a pain. But people milling about in the city whilst I'm trying to run past them, it's just going to frustrate me to no end, and I'm going to Hulk out. There's no way I'm not going to Hulk out here. Once I get to the factory, I should be able to hide for a little bit, but they've got specialist tech, the soldiers, to find me, so I'll be found there. I'll probably get beaten up by the guys who want to beat me up. I also can't do parkour. So basically, essentially, this survivable moment is me just saying, hey, here's why I would get angry, and here's the things that I can't do. Leaving me to give myself a survivable chance of about 5%. There's a couple of, it's a busy city. Maybe I could lose a lot of these people, but I'll have to do that also while trying not to be frustrated by the fucking idiots out there. Okay, so the next one is a little bit more simple, but also a little bit more serious. It's basically Banner ends up having to sleep on the street as he's escaping. And I've slept in the airport once coming back from Oktoberfest, and I hated it. I could barely sleep. It frustrated me to no end. So I would definitely Hulk out in this scenario. And it's just a little reminder to sort of, especially in the winter now where it's cold, just if you can donate to homeless charities, do. Even giving some blankets. My nan is was a very big proponent of knitting blankets and sending them to homeless shelters. Just things like that. Some extra clothes that you might have. It doesn't have to be money, is what I'm saying, and I'm sure you can find locations and websites that can give you a bit of advice on that. So survivable chance of that, I'm going to give myself 30%. Okay, so survivable moment number 3. What we have here is Banner being stuck on a bridge, soldiers on either side, and they fire gas into it, and he hulks out. Now, he's stranded here, so there's not really much he can do there. He hulks out, jumps out, and then Blonsky, played by Tim Roth, who has been augmented, sort of knocks him about a bit, but Hulk ultimately comes out on top. Then there's a couple of sonic cannons that fire at Hulk and sort of take him to a knee, but Hulk rips things apart, launches them at the jeeps and takes them out, and then runs off, basically. And this one, I mean, it's a 0%, right? Because there's nothing I could do on that bridge. But, I mean, maybe I could just sort of roll out of the window, hang off or something. So when I say 0, I don't mean 0. Blonsky is smarter than me, definitely a more adept fighter, so he's going to clean my clock, if you know what I mean. The sonic cannons are going to take me out. Basically, this video is all just me explaining what happens in The Incredible Hulk, then having no real plan of action to stop these things happening. So I'm going to give myself 5% again. Why not? And then this final one, see, there's only 4. It's a very quick video, and sort of like I said up top, there's not many survivable moments. It's Hulk versus the Abomination. So Blonsky again, augmented further with Banner's blood, and becomes the Abomination. And then they have a fight in the streets. Banner has to become Hulk to be able to even stand a chance against the Abomination, and they fight. Blonsky Abomination sort of seems to have more memory of his time as a soldier than Hulk does of Banner being a scientist and stuff like that, which might actually help in my scenario, because wiping my mind of the little fight knowledge I have might actually be better. So they fight, and eventually Hulk gets the upper hand, but doesn't kill Abomination. He actually spares his life. Wouldn't matter to me, because I would be have my clock cleaned again. I have to turn into the Hulk, so that's a 0 on the would I Hulk out scenario. So basically, I don't like to give myself 0 because I'm a relatively confident man. So I'm going to give myself 1% just for the mere miracle chance. Maybe God saves me. Maybe the one above all saves me for some strange reason. Plot armor, let's call it. So 1% on that one, which puts the overall at 41%, which I believe is a 10.25% chance of surviving the whole movie, which is a lot less than Iron Man. So in my rankings, if you watched the previous video, you'll be able to see that my rankings were not very good for the Hulk. Hulk was one of the lower down movies, so that seems to be going correctly. So let's see. So there you have The Incredible Hulk 2008. As I said at the top, it doesn't have loads of survivable moments in this one. It's a little bit more grounded. And I think it would be really interesting to see how Edward Norton's Banner would come up against Tony Stark, because he's a little less glib. He's a bit more tortured and angry than Mark Ruffalo's seems to be. And I think the MCU might have gone in an entirely different direction had Norton stuck around. Not necessarily a worse direction, but maybe a little bit more serious. They wouldn't be as quippy as they are now. You might have noticed this is a little bit rushed. That's because I didn't think that there was too much to talk about in the Hulk, as in the sense of survivable moments. And not only that, I recorded this way late. The video is 6 days late. and I do plan on having the Saw 3 video out tomorrow. But as always, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, follow me on Twitter. Just have a good time and stay shit.